Good is good. I'd also like to thank Tom for the space, and his friends.
Hey, Tom.
And George, Jim, Kiki, and Tessa.
Great!
This is Tom's work. Make sure you see it all when the reading is done. There's only one person after me, and I appreciate your patience. So let's get into it. This first piece is called Tenor of the Sun. I admire my works as myself, in order to preserve my sins as my own. Clutching my own black and white room, my assemblage is near the threshold of a new tenor, where humility hasn't the opportunity of self-love. Slackless sheets of light and improvisation, the roots disturb the earth. A wounded, lidless eye heals with fomentation. The grimace is warmed by another sun, who shines in difference, yet burns only hotter. Concealed within the pebble belly of youth, the heat looses desire and devours the ancient patience, breaking bones along mythical spirals. Watching something warm, I walked away and lied to my father and told him that I had failed the test. Its arms bearing the harness of the moment, a stone faces the sun for the first time. The learning, slow and painful. The shovel shucks open the earth, singing steam onto the rusty spade, and evil becomes necessary. The same heat most asylums will not endure, opens the sky and scrapes into it an eye. These are inert objects appropriating the motions of a man about to speak. I am unclean, tearing toward the subject, nearly forgotten, scorning the shit of which I am made, driven to the brutality of the act, the pure, vital movement without being preconceived or broken, holds the sun apart from the sun, sculpts eyes into the swing of the pendulum, blocking out any reason to intrude upon the buried that are born inside, reaching a child with arms like a tree having a temper tantrum in the belly of a stone, a scratching that burns through books and history, coming in the songs of steam. Your own voice echoes, implodes, a fire piercing points in the sky, held alone. I inhabit this place where thoughts take postures, not entirely beneath the acceptance of the balcony of self-love. I wrote this last weekend, November 8, 1992, the anniversary of my father's death, so that'll give you a key into the door. The choice, the gift from my father. And Jesus ain't gonna make it all right. My father was Jesus. I told you that already. The choice, the gift from my father. Better than not knowing. You understand that I will keep doing this until I can rest, like a dog at the races, or a man alive in this awful world. The choice, the gift from my father. My father gave me the trees, he gave me the sun, and a world of assholes, and the option to cut up whatever I've got. Each beer, each joint, each ugly meal, that much closer to the end, that much closer to the truth. And maybe, whether I make the choices now or not does not matter, but eventually it will be made for me. And I know that I will never talk to my father again. 11 October 1992. I am the machine I want. When I look at a cockroach, stoned and drunk, dead or alive, I frown like I am the machine and I want. But I don't get it, and even not even the pain. Just a dead bug or a useless drug. Broken. I am the machine, not the engine, not the planet, not a falling star. I am so tightly wound, so well programmed, I want the pain. This is from November 8th. Convicted. 1 billion years fighting and more to come. One man says he stands taller than another because his hat is more expensive. And he has 2 mistresses. And he likes to fight. He likes it when a world's native comes screaming down his arm and cuts off the smiling head, the offering hand. It's all there for you. But where the fuck is the love? Is this some lame excuse, this love? Is this a ruse planted by poets at the dawn of time when the first one realized what a bunch of assholes we are? Where the fuck is the love? I don't feel it. Not on the subway, not at the dumb job, not in the poetry I read. Where the fuck is the love? When he slices up his own kid and feeds it to the family dog. This shit happens every minute. Where the fuck is the love? May 30th, 1992. Some of these only have dates because that's enough. They have set fire to the unwanted. All attacked and compacted. The junk, the love smashed down to the bottom of the pyre. October 11th, 1992. Do you trust a man who sweats all the time? Do you trust a man who sweats, loving himself, shaking your hand, probably with the same hand he just loved himself with? High metabolism, anxiety, lollygagging whenever I can, king, water, making the toilet, worming into a stupid job, killing the love for myself. I sweat. I sweat. Trying to sleep, I sweat. Each day as wet as the page I'm writing on. And 2 things I know sweat as much as me: a dying man and a bottle of beer. May 25th, 1992. Writing is the horror. This is the homophobia. This is the most terrifying of all buggery. Just when the self-assurance is filling your lungs, a small hole in between your shoulder blades is singing a song of mockery that sets your bones humming with anxiety. You can be certain that even if you do swallow the dragon's tongue, or if you do eat the pure opium from the navel of your father, you still won't be published. In a realm inundated with staff writers, mimicking academia's pulp heroes and the old men who sucked the juice out of those they relinquished way back when they could afford to be careless. Now, the cruel, limited schmucks of a wheelchair institution. And how long it takes to decipher the song from the small hole in your back is unsure. The language is unfamiliar as any other lover. Isn't it a bit like leaving your bedroom door open late at night, just thinking like a writer? And who but yourself to blame when someone hears the song coming from your back and it comes into your room? The song that you refuse to hear. The song that you composed. The song that invites all of your hidden animals to groan their desire. I regress from the dream. Life is not a bad Woody Allen film, where all men are like Robert Bly, drinking vodka and talking about the greatest wooden tits or avoiding the truth. You are so deeply immersed in your big lie, capital letters, B-I-G-L-I-E. Love is something that happens on the weekends. Hate, well shit, there's a lot of money in hate, isn't there? Anyone will talk to you about hate. The St. Patrick's Day parade in hate. Hate in Harlem. Hate in the Middle East. Hate in the Democrats. Hate and hate. There's a market for hate. The city is still full of liars. But the song from the middle of my back is still strung out all over my apartment. I cannot eat. I cannot make love to my girlfriend without trying to listen. This is not a song about my asshole, as much as it is a song for my rear end. The main character is me, and I guess I'm just curious about this male city of pigs and how many of them won't even admit to their own curiosity, but instead wear badges and go home to their loyal dogs and their loyal wives and dream the dreams of sucking shit out of the sergeant's bunghole.
Wait a second, Sean. I have to change tapes.
If we're going to wait for the archivist, I'll just go through this one because it's new. And this is a test project. This is from November 8th, 1992. I haven't been very good and faithful. I am a man after all. Why is it when you share your bedlove with only one, you feel older, like you've got to go out and try to see if you can still do one or two? Like a child's cowardice, needing the attention and the sex. I am, after all, a man. Don't expect too much from me. Bobby Hutcherson is one of the great jazz people in the world. You need to know that. October 11th, 1992. Bobby Hutcherson's got his groove. I understand that a passion, obsession for nothing casual, and that binding spell is working just a moment away. She's asleep, her long, pure eyebrow dancing with German surprise. For once, I feel content to let Angela have her piece without my stupid turkey warring upon her, a con upon a sleepster. No, I'm probably not even very good at that either. Though pleasure dictates its own style. She is good enough to love me from our bed. And were it more casual, I'd turn down Hutcherson's horny squeal into mud, spill my beer, and sweat all over her. This one's called, a title on this one, Roaches Everywhere. I cannot just think the thoughts. Where the sun moves furtive across the sky, the moon is a slippery eye. We are most honest with strangers. We speak more and tell more things with strangers. How much time would pass between two humans, two strangers, before one racer tried to beat the other? When I was 6 years old, my cousins fed me a bird shit sandwich and said it was health food. And if I ate it, my mom would be proud. My appetite whetted with the hope of buying pride. The laughter we share with funerals is the same laughter we share with strangers. Blue period, shit period. Poor, we're the same. Richer, we're different. Horny, I'm a slut. Frigid, I'm an asshole. But strangers, who know nothing but what they see, are such abominable friends. They're easier to love and they're easier to kill. We mustn't neglect the human experiment. I took Kung Fu lessons because I was afraid of not knowing how to quickly and efficiently kill. Talk about Frankenberry. August 27th, 1992. Shoot this, man! I can't wake up. I'm afraid to. I am an Aztec with no hands. My girlfriend beneath her boss's belly my babysitter putting his hand down my pants, my dead father coming to visit again, blood washing in great splashes about him, my little sister being dirty with wings. Quickly, before I wake up, a clown breathing makeup onto me, Bill Cosby turning off Adam West's Batman and Yvonne Craig's Batgirl, and bending my forefinger backward until I cry so that he can be alone with my mother. Getting kicked in the head, laying on the street, locked up in an asylum. Who the fuck do you talk to? Who do you convince that you're sane? You're not crazy. You're not crazy. Prove it. Prove it. Wake up and eat a cigarette. Fly with the Eagles, you turkey. Get rich or get out of New York City. The communist threat in South America has been removed by President Reagan, who wiped it away with a stroke of his rough-hewn calluses. The wet, pecking red thing in the middle of an old woman's face. A screwdriver in the temple. Your butthole bleeding in jail. No cyanide, no sleepers, just raped again and again. Washington poem number 1, The Gulf War Revisited. There's a camel on U Street, and this white construction worker is trying to fuck it in the ass. All the hard hats are yelling, grabbing themselves with excitement. All the workers are white. And the one has finally found the right tool. This pneumatic black cock. And he jams it in after lubricating it with white trash. All the black people are coming out of their houses. They've been watching Donahue and Oprah to watch the white man fuck a camel in the ass on U Street. This is called the Subway Poem.
Subway what?
Subway Poem. Poem. Spell that? P-O-E-M. He knew something. He knew something. I didn't like him. He didn't offer his seat to any of the ladies who were standing. He knew something, and he was rude. When I looked at his smooth hair, I hated him more. It sounded like he was speaking Polish. I hated him more. His legs were crossed. He didn't notice the sour burn from my eyes. I stepped onto his crossed legs so that they wouldn't move, and the heel of my shoe fit hard into his nose. Some bone crunched. His head slammed back against the subway window. Nobody tried to stop me. The older woman he was speaking with was babbling Polish. Blood. There was blood. Some god had been served a sacrifice as the world quickly died. He knew something. I didn't like him. Washington poem number 4. My new father, all strength, benign and capricious. I will take you. I will take you. I will take you. Yes, sir. His teeth. I remember his teeth devouring my 10 years on this planet. That's all I had to remember. 10 years. I cannot abide this bane. Apathetic. Carcinogenic. Don't you see it works only one way, in one direction? Gentrifying, fluoridizing, masticating, wolfing, as over and over, ever greed. Greed that is good. The sun in my eyes I bite sharp and hide into the first finger of my right hand, just at the first knuckle. Crunching and warm, splashing onto my face. My right fingertip poking the inside of my cheek. I am inside. I'm afraid he will beat me unless I finish my meal. Birmingham poem number 2. You didn't hear number 1. This is number 2. Nearly entirely over the left nostril, thick, a quarter inch, hard and booger green. Had I slept longer, I may have been suffocated. It was not a bug or bug shit or bug eggs, but it grew there on my nose, a scab over a wound that had not been open for 10 years. Why didn't it grow over the other, dirtier holes? Why not the butthole? Why not the tiny muppet mouth at the tip of my shy penis? My ears, which other than hearing provided just another filthy habit. My buttocks clenched tight. I peeled the scab-like moss from my nostril, half expecting to scream. I flinched as drops of blood ran down the foreign parasite down my chin. Had it moved, I would have been weeping in fear. But I ripped it off with a final tug and tore it in two. It was made of green goo. Disgusted with another foul trick, I threw the noiseless thing into the toilet and flushed again and again, as if it would be sent further away with each flush. It grew back, and I repeated the same process, never to see it again. This one's called Joe Jr. Beer, nearly forgotten, but for the shape of blurry hands, and coffee, toast, bacon, and yolk with just enough pepper, almost a cure, mixed with a creeping grease layered in smoke and sweat, undressing the Greek waitress, throbbing for an orgasm, one of the surefire cures. She is emancipated, celebrating dead oppression, a limp dick in her smiling hand for once, whimpering for a mother's mercy. She is free to nurture it, to swallow it, curse it, or blow it up. I can tell this guy with a fat ass had no admiration for the fantasies one is allowed by eating alone. He shot me a hairy grin as he pulled down his evil trousers in front of the counter. I thought the moon was funny. Then he smacked the oval plate with his buttocks and began gyrating. Chomping, slurping, chewing, his hips grinding. He paused just enough to shove a piece of bacon or toast up there. A long, skinny tongue wagging out from the hole, not missing a drop of coffee or yolk on his balls with a plate. It's called the Golden Goose. My date has left my side, they always do. As soon as we get in the door, she's probably digging around for some good prescriptions in the doctor's medicine cabinet. There's nothing worse than finding another man with your woman, except finding her with a wicked confidence of pills. Lack of passion is the demon with the biggest plate at this party, and the host is there in the emperor's new clothes, greeting all the fuckers just waiting to take his living, his loving, and his lying. Another party in hell, another drink. Something in alcohol, please. People are saving the good sedatives for later. One young female artist, psychophantic, when she thinks I can do something for her, tells me what real passion is, precluding the intelligence to do anything with it. Her plate overflows with uncensored desperation. Getting some air reasons me into a side room of the Riverside mansion, booze in hand, my new date. The crouching groans of my former draw me to the crack in the door. She has found the doctor's medicine indeed. Her eyes wild. His arm is halfway inside, just past the elbow. Leave it to a doctor to be the only one with any modicum of passion left in hell. Something inside of her cracks, and the sweat pours down my forearms. The careless slurping at my drink causes the doctor to turn with a surprising smile, filled with more than enough of that $1 million bedside manner. Come closer, he says. I'd like for you to see this, Sean. Your critique is important to me, and this my hobby. The doctor begins to produce objects from her swollen vagina, an ornate bronze sculpture, done in the style of some perverse artist who died clutching the mummified remains of his daughter. A photo of a naked Cambodian boy, his tummy puffy with malnutrition. "We must make it bigger, Josephine!" he shouts. "We must make it bigger!" She obliges, arching her back against the floor. Out comes a larger copy of the same photo. Out comes so many works. Out comes a small dog with soft eyes and black spots. He names it and gives it to me. Deciding that he is done, he pulls from within Josephine the last piece of art, producing a penis, pulling his parts inside out, unconscious, unaware of her metamorphosis, unreal. Josephine writhes as the doctor goes down on her golden rod, lapping at her gyrations. There is so great a peace in the drugged hermaphrodites, disharmony and confusion, and there is such anxiety in the perturbable innocence of the immaculate dog. I am certain only of one thing, and that is the doctor is truly a great resource. The last three are short. You can leave them. Oh, we got The angry condom. Teeth like a wolfhound stretched hard into the right side of my brain. Is it safe? Is it safe yet? Without air or any feeling at all? Is it a rubber orgasm? Then did I actually touch you? Rubber gloves on, rubber boots, a rubber brain. Your middle name is made of rubber. This one's called Anything. For $100. For $100. I'll take it in the ass. I'll let you shoot all of the tastes into my mouth, into my sinuses. I'll mainline your penis. I'll do anything so long as you pay cash. Do I take it in the ass? Do I take it in the ass? You name it, man. The only bad beer is an empty beer. I love you, man, for $100. This is from 1988, April 4th. A mockery, a convenience. I am not telling the truth. Destroy passion, destroy families, destroy children, emerge into the guilt because I am frustrated, fomenting. The least important thing is fucking next to eating. Hold that friend still, monkey screams. I am not telling the truth. A lover, a mockery, a convenience, or father judge. I am a man destroying the important thing.